I have no idea what happened to camera one.
Yeah, it decided it worked long enough last night and it wasn't getting paid extra. You didn't even give it comp time.
I must not have.
It said, look, I've done, my contract is fulfilled.
It cut off at 6:50 and don't want to work no more.
Yeah, oops.
Yeah, we'll get that worked out. We'll have a different kind of look this morning due to this.
Yeah, little Oompa Loompa look going on.
Yeah, the camera's not the quality that we got on the other. We apologize about that, but it is what it is. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Odie, and we survived another storm.
Man, it was something we keep looking out towards Lewin and looking at what's coming across from Jasper County, and that's kind of our trail of telltale signs. And if we get it come through there, we feel certain that we're going to get it here. But we made it out. We were lucky. The good Lord's, was right there with us the whole time. But we did have some of our neighbors that were affected by a tornado last night.
Yeah, we got several that happened back here out to our west. And this, as it was coming into Carthage, you had a confirmed tornado on the ground over near Madison. Now, I don't think it was any major damage other than some tree damage. That is what is good.
Yeah, it's as long as it sticks out into a wooded field or either a pasture, as long as it doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah, and we were fortunate on this. Here it is over here in Alabama. If you're near Montgomery this morning, you're getting wet. It's going to make its way on this way. And if you're up in Knoxville this morning, those areas, Huntsville, getting the worst that we got in Bama right now. So that gives you a little indication as to the froze camera. And here we are again.
It was one of those.
Yeah. I'll get used to the buttons of what camera's working and which one's not.
Yeah.
I don't quite get that, but it's going to be okay.
We're going to make it.
Yes, sir, Bob.
But yeah, had a good evening, and thank you for bringing everything live like you always do from East Mississippi Connect with the high-speed internet.
Well, it works great.
It really does, and but to have you out there pushing out the information, keeping everybody up to date, knowing where these storms are is important. Is as important as knowing what to do during a storm, and you're getting ahead of the game and making sure that people know where these storms are, where it's tracking. And
it's going to get better with it. I talked about the help that you put into this. We're going to have a kind of a ball game changer, so to speak, come January when we get the new radar back in Lauderdale County, Mississippi, which again is going to help all surrounding counties. It's just not in Lauderdale County that this will help.
That's right.
This is Louisville. This is Kemper County, Neshoba County, Clark, Alabama. This is going to be a major game changer, and a big thank you to the city of Meridian for allowing this to go through.
I tell you, the Board of Aldermen, along with Mayor Larry Gill, they are in this 100%. But from right there where this radar is going to be, 65 miles in all directions is where this is going to help cover with more radar. So, approximately 130-mile radius is what this thing has got.
Bob was asking, will it detect at a lower elevation? I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, we're talking right now, we have zero radar from 8,000 feet down. Everything is above us at 8,000 feet. So when you see rain on the radar, all we know is it's from 8,000 feet. This radar is going to give us ground coverage. So it's going to go from ground to 8,000 or go higher, but it'll go to the 8,000. Then our National Weather Service will take over at 8,000 and up along with the information from this. So now, hopefully, we're still working on getting everything done, all the paper signed. I know that Climavision is, they're sitting there ready. to get this thing built, it's going to take about a week to do it once everything gets in place with power company and backup generators in. And then we'll go through a 2-week programming and testing trial before they release it. But this is a game changer, and you know I'm proud to say that we did this with 100% private funds.
Yep,
no
nothing
government funds, no taxpayers, not local, not state, not federal. This was done strictly with private industry and a partnership with them to do that here. Huge for our area to get this kind of coverage.
It is. Odie, I don't know if you remember this. So, this has been a while back, but it was a 73-year-old grandmother who was carjacked in Louisiana. She was beaten. She was dragged to her death by 3 young men.
You remember that? I remember that, yeah.
This is where we've got problems in America when it comes to judges. This is where I have my problems. We go, why do we have repeat offenders? Well, they think, well, there's really not much punishment going to happen with this. These 3 are getting, after they made a plea deal, they'll serve 20 years for murdering her. 20 years. She lost her life. They're all young. They'll be out by the time they're 40 to, well, do it again.
Well, they'll get out with a college degree.
That's right.
They'll get out with 0 college debt. Not debt that the government said, oh, well, we're just going to wipe that away. We know you got it, but 0 debt.
And then criminally, you're going to pick up from other inmates how to be better at what you do. And again, this is where I think we've got a failed system of you have to set an example of if you do this, this is what happens. And believe it or not, even with small children, y'all watch this. If one gets in trouble, the other goes, "Ooh, I don't need to do that."
Yeah.
But the more and more we let people off with light sentences, the more crime we have with all this stuff. And this is not the first time this has happened, Odie.
Now, did they charge them as an adult?
I believe so. They pled guilty to a reduced charge of attempted manslaughter and will be sentenced to 20 years.
Because 17 and 16, they'd have to be charged as an adult.
Yep, they will.
Lady 73 years old, she still had a possible 20 years of her life.
Yeah, they cut it short because they decided they wanted a car. Things like that does get under my skin.
I bet they got one of those participation trophies.
Yep, they did. I know what you mean by that. And that's where that goes. As we see here also, a slap in the face is the way this headline is reading, Odie, as we see that a killer got out in New York City for doing the same thing. The daughter said it was a slap in the face. This guy had tormented her family. They had put up, what do you call them, restraining orders. And sometimes those restraining orders don't make a difference. It's a piece of paper. The guy wanted it, and her mother lost her life.
You put a lock on your vehicle, right?
Yeah.
You lock the doors. You have it. Nobody can get in. Or you think so. It makes you feel comfortable, but people can come along, open up your car door, and steal everything you got in it.
That's correct.
Same with a restraining order, folks. This is not a jail cell.
No.
It is a lock to keep an honest person honest. If you tell someone, here's a court order, you have a restraining order against you, do not come near me. Okay, I messed up, I'm sorry.
How many times have we heard about that?
Yeah,
And it goes wrong.
And it goes wrong. Well, he come back around. Well, it's just like keeping your car or your home locked. It's only good for the people who care about society and law.
Yeah.
Just because you have a restraining order does not mean they are automatically staying away from you at all. Doesn't mean anything.
That's right.
Especially when the courts don't back it up.
Now, you brought up something, and I got several messages yesterday morning, as you mentioned, about a car getting broke into. Watch your car as we move into these winter months. Crime changes with the weather.
Yeah.
The cooler weather, criminals do more of what they do, jump out of a car and do a snatch and grab, and that is your car. Parking garages at hospitals have been being hit hard by criminals while nurses and doctors are at work. As we've had, I know of 3 that happened near Rush Hospital, not last night, but the night before, coming into Monday morning.
Wow.
I had 3 different people say, look, my car got broken into, the window was busted. Watch what you I see this. I remember last year, restaurants. You pull up, you bought a couple Christmas gifts. They're laying on the seat. You come out, it's not there. This will happen again. It's a repeat thing every year. So please, please, please put it in a trunk. Put it where you can't see it.
Yeah, cover it up. Purses, all that. When you get ready to leave the store, women, take the keys out of your purse. Keep them in your hand. Know where your car's at. Listen to your tummy. Your gut will tell you if something don't feel right. If it doesn't feel right, get your butt back inside.
Yeah.
Know where you're going. Keep looking around the whole time. Make sure everything feels good. Hit the button if you've got one of the fancy ones, and it opens up the trunk. Put your stuff in there, get in, lock the door, and go. So,
And if that doesn't work, buy you a 73 Oldsmobile to come to town, and nobody will touch it.
yeah.
They're not going to mess with your car.
Ooh. So where does Lima get its funding? Well, I get a couple of different sources. One, taxpayers do foot some of the bill. And then I get a grant every year from FEMA that pays for operating costs, salaries, and whatnot. So
Stuff that you have to help people.
right, but we are taxpayer funded.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we were talking about on the radar, this was done by private funds at no cost. It would have cost $20 million or better?
Over a 15, 20-year period, it would have ended up costing that because you have to
Maintenance.
upgrade them and maintenance at least once a year. And it's an expensive deal.
Yes, sir,
So,
Bob.
it was good.
So maybe that answered that.
All right, so we got one, have your gun in your hand. I disagree with that 110%.
Causes problems.
1,000% I agree with having a gun for protection.
Yes, you're right as an American
But-
citizen.
That's right. And I don't have any problem with you using it to protect your life. But having it in your hand is
That's a
giving
different-
someone an opportunity that's bigger and stronger to take your gun and kill you with your own weapon. If you're a woman and you have a handbag, leave it in your handbag with your hand on it, but
It's
do
a last
not take it out of your purse.
It's a last resort.
Yeah, yeah.
Once that is pulled, there is no going back on any decision that is made on that. And that's truthfully.
So don't just have it in your hand.
Scotty Ray and Odie, as we begin this early Tuesday morning after the storms are gone. Isn't it wonderful? We'll be
Yeah.
right back.
It's that time of year again. The Medicare annual enrollment period is here. From October 15th to December 7th, you have the chance to review and make changes to your Medicare coverage. At Parker Marketing Insurance Advisors, you can speak with our experts to find the plan that fits your needs. Don't miss out. Call 601-512-2100 to secure your health care for the year ahead with Parker Marketing Insurance Advisors. Your health, your choice. Make it count.
If it's crossed your mind about a new tractor, visit my friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 here in Collinsville. They got any style, any size that you're looking for. And right now, you can take advantage of getting a new tractor, a trailer, and a bush hog, all for $31,000, 0% interest for 84 months. Yeah, 0% for 84 months. Also, a great service department to work on any tractor that you have. From bush hogs, disc, and tillers, see it all at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville. As the seasons change, so do your clothes, and Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve, also Hulk shirts, and America's favorite brand, Carhartt. Whether you need work pants or slacks for church, and nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From box to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and this is Odie. I don't know whether it was the biscuits that got out of hand or if it was the bacon this morning. But we did have a little kitchen fire there as first responders, Odie, would head out, and they would go to John C. Stennis Drive this morning. It was a little kitchen fire. They got there and got everything under control. The house was saved. That is good news.
Man, that
Y'all
is great.
watch those skillets as that camera's still hung up there. Watch those skillets. It can cause problems in the kitchen. Grease, all of that this time of year.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I done? And I'm not a cook, but last Saturday I wanted some deer sausage, so I commenced to cooking some. And me, not being the person that knows anything about a kitchen, I had a paper plate with a paper towel to put the and I set it right next to the oven, the stove top next to the gas flame. Guess what happened?
Poof.
Oof. And I went, ooh.
Oh, Lord.
It was flames, and I threw it in the sink. I cannot be trusted in the kitchen.
Oh, you can't drive the car no more.
It's like green egg. No, I can't. She won't let me touch it.
Now, look, we need to tell her something. This comes from our good friend, Daniel Mabry,
What Daniel?
who is our garbologist, our Oscar I of Lauderdale County Solid Waste, and you'll see it. But he recommended, awesome recommendation. Do not forget, if you have a backup camera on your car,
Yeah, okay.
and you're at the store and you go to put it in reverse, and instead of the old-timey way where we have to turn around and look, you look at your camera.
Uh-huh.
Well, some crooks now are taking a piece of tape and putting over that backup camera.
Really?
And then you go to back up and you look down and you're like, no camera. So you get out to go around to look, and that's when they get you. If you can't see out of your backup camera, lock the doors, revert to, let's go back to the real world. Turn around and look.
What about us folks now that are out of shape and you can't turn, Odie?
Back until someone goes, honk, honk, honk. Or you hear crunch. That's one good way to get the police there, too.
The hardest place in Meridian, Mississippi is the old courthouse. Those parking places, you pull up there, and an F-350 is always going to park next to me. And I can't see nothing. And I don't have a backup camera. So I inch, and I try to get my eyeball out there until I hear a horn.
Yeah, I don't trust my camera. I use it as a secondary. Now, you sure there ain't nothing back there? But I'm mirror, I'm turning around, I'm looking. I just hadn't quite trusted that yet.
There we go. A lot of people like no Oscar in that call sign.
And Oscar I is it.
Speaking of, we need to bring this up that you brought up our garbologist for Lauderdale County. We've got a special event coming up. If you've had this stuff piling up, now's the time to get ready.
Yeah, I mean, then look, coming...
There we go, right there. Amnesty Day.
Amnesty Day, December 2nd, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Lauderdale County Ag Center. This is where you bring your old pesticides and solvents and fertilizers, paint, all your hazardous material, junk, leftover trash that you can't just throw away, your appliances, old TVs, old cell phones, brake fluid batteries, all this stuff. You can go and take that to Lauderdale County Ag Center. Lauderdale County residents only. And on top of that, Lauderdale County residents who live inside the county.
Not city.
Not city.
Because city does their own, right.
Because city has their own Amnesty Day. So if you live inside the county of Lauderdale County, this is for you. And then I'm sure Daniel will be there. So go by and meet him. He has been with the county for about a month now, somewhere around in there. And he is wanting to make a difference. Good guy. Yes, tires, Matthew. 5 per vehicle. Don't bring the whole neighborhood's tires with you, but you do get 5 tires per vehicle that comes up there. But Daniel is really doing good with this. And so if you want to keep up with it, Lauderdale County, Mississippi Solid Waste Enforcement is his Facebook page.
There you go. There it is right there. It's at the top of the page right there.
So go by there and follow it. That's Daniel right there in the middle. But go by and join that group, follow that group, and keep up with what's going on. And, we call him, Darlene says, Oscar call sign. So Oscar I is his call sign. Some of y'all that are old enough, that y'all might know where that came from.
There you go.
A little green fella.
over in Philly.
So go by and see Daniel and take all your stuff. Just don't throw it in the woods, don't throw it in the ditch, and don't throw it in general trash. It is hazardous.
Let's grab the attention of some deer hunters, and we want to go to the Kemper County line. We want to the Noxubee County line. If you're deer hunting, we need you to pay attention. We've had this young man missing for quite some time, Odie, and the Noxubee County Sheriff's Department has put this out. As you go to the woods, be on the lookout for this. Kenny Reed has been missing since February of this year. That's a long time in the Sugarlock area. Could be anywhere. If you see something that doesn't look right, contact law enforcement agencies. He was last seen walking down the road there at Sugarlock. We don't know what become of it. It was in the 6,000 block of Lime Street, Noxubee County. He was driving a 98 Chevy Silverado. They found the truck, did not find him. So we hope there's some, I don't know the wording to use for this. I really don't.
Need some comfort and some closure for the family.
Yes, that's I couldn't come up with that.
That's terrible.
And the next big thing is we talk about garbage and garbologists is the price. If you haven't gotten yours yet, it has gone up $68. So what did I do yesterday? I picked up the phone and I called Josh Todd and I said, what's going on here? $68, and it kind of steep. He went into an explanation that he'd been losing money and they had funds is a subsidiary to add to it to balance it out for a couple of years.
To sustain it, I guess.
Yeah, sustain it, and that had run out. And he said that is dollar per dollar what it's going to cost per household in Lauderdale County is what it went up to. We would have liked to have seen it go up in increments if it had to. That's nearly double. It's 3/4. That's pretty strong. We're not going to lie about it. Doesn't make anyone happy, especially if you've got a couple residents in Lauderdale County. It's going to add up quick.
Yeah, it will. I've got mixed feelings. I got to pay it too.
Yeah.
At the same time, I don't know what the real cost of dipsy dumpster. I don't know what the cost for having those out. I know there was
the green
abuse.
dumpsters.
Yeah,
he went into the extra because I asked that. I said, well, why don't we just go back to the dumpster? He said, well, you got to buy trucks, and he said those trucks cost about $1 million. You got to have about 5 of those. You got to have something to back up. Then you got to have mechanics to work on them. And then you got to have a place that welds and fixes. And that's where he said this is cheaper.
And the trash, y'all know, they were trashy. People just threw junk out everywhere. Now, if you had something that was still in good shape, you just didn't want it, and you set it outside the dumpster, that was fine because I may have picked up a thing or two. But the trash,
deer season, you drag it out of the house and refix it and go put it in the woods.
Exactly. I mean, so
that chair ain't broken.
I can weld that. I can get a popsicle stick and some duct tape, and we're good. So I mean, I see where you got to have a little bit more money. The price of everything just went up. Fuel and business.
Kim makes a good point there. Why didn't we know that a price increase was coming? Good point. I think a lot of people feel that way. And with anything, like as often I clash with the officials of the city of Meridian, information is important. So long as you have an informed citizen, they're okay. It's when you don't tell the citizens what's going on that you have backlash. You can have an issue and you step up and go, look, we got a problem. We're working on this. We don't know the solution yet, but we're working on it. This is where we are. People just like to know, and it's easier when you know. Well,
boy, I know I'm gonna make some people mad out there.
Well, but no, Odie's never done that.
Here we go. You remember growing up when you had trash?
Yeah, I remember that.
You threw it in the back of a truck or you threw it on a trailer.
You went and threw it out in the hole.
And some people did.
That's what we had in Kemper County.
Or you took it to the landfill, and you paid your $2, and they let you throw everything off in the landfill, and then you waved and left.
Yeah.
And then, you built up some more stuff, and you ended up, your household garbage, you took to the dipsy dumpster, and then all your other big stuff, about twice a year, you go down to the landfill, pay a couple bucks. Government didn't take care of our trash for us.
No, they didn't.
Government provided a place for our household garbage to go, but now it seems that everybody's going, well, why isn't the government doing that for me? there was a tornado. Why isn't the government building my house? There was a tornado. Why isn't the government getting that tree out of my yard? There's some trash that I've gotten, and I need to do something with it. When's the government going to come pick it up? Yeah, it may cost you $15, $20 at the landfill, and you go twice a year, that's $40. A lot of this cost, I believe, comes from not just the trucks going around getting our household garbage, but all of the garbage at these at the outside county satellites that they're having to pick up and dump goes in on this as well. So, I think we rely an awful lot on the government to do more stuff for us.
Big government's what you're saying.
Yeah.
And Roy, it is going up to $168 on your garbage fees. Just so you know there.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be right back as we start this early Tuesday morning together. Y'all smile. It's going to be okay. You just got to have $168 to smile when you pay your garbage so you can buy a tag.
We had a burn barrel too.
That's right.
Just be safe with the match.
What was that? It cost you now $3.23 a week for your garbage can. Just write that down and remember that.
Hey, won't you ask somebody in the city what they're paying?
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and there's something magical about the holiday season and Al's Garden and Gift. Maybe it's the gorgeous lawns filled with vibrant winter flowers, or maybe it's the beautiful winter wonderland Christmas shop. Unique themed trees, decorations, ornaments, nativity sets, snow globes, and more. There's even custom wreaths, gourmet foods, gift baskets, and gifts galore. Once you see it, you'll believe. Al's Garden and Gift, the most magical shop around.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Boy, we're learning a lot about garbage this morning. I did not know this about the city.
Yeah, you're paying on top of your water bill. So out in the county, a lot of places we get water, we don't get sewer, but or you don't get water at all. But in the city, you're getting water and you're paying your sewage and you pay your garbage fee all together at one time, and your garbage is right at $25 a month.
Wait a minute, Odie.
$300
I just heard Eagle Point say they're not getting any of that. Yep, that's who it was.
Now, when the city takes over, they're supposed to provide the services, and I think people out on Highway 80 East is trying.
Feel the same way?
Yeah, they're trying to get
What was
theirs
it that
from
Jimmy said
10, 20 years ago.
What did Jimmy say? You ain't getting out. I think it was something like that. We want out. Too bad.
And then y'all don't get to vote. Wasn't that it? They didn't even get to vote for the
Now that I
school
don't
board.
know.
I can't remember now that we went through that.
No, wait a minute. They did get to vote for the school board.
Yeah, they're
they
in
did.
the city and they did get to vote for it. That's
Because
what
of
it
that
was.
annex. But
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, there's some issues there. Don't take grant. And again, now, Jimmy Smith did not do this. This was already done.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't have anything to do with annexing. It is a problem. But I thoroughly agree, do not annex if you can't provide services. We did get a firehouse out there. Now, that's good.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I think that's about it, isn't it?
That's about all it was.
Somebody said they one time saw a police car go by. It was at
We were
Halloween.
going home.
Yeah.
So Terry Ray says $11.70 a month garbage in Philadelphia. So, so 120, 135, $40 a year. So, I mean, kind of on par for
What's
for
happening
what
in the
we've
county here.
got.
It's just at the end of the day, people don't like change without being informed. It was kind of quick there. We went from you're in a Mustang sitting at the red light and you're going 80 within 2 seconds. And
Yeah.
Like, what happened?
To a stop, or you went from a Mustang to a Yugo.
Yeah. Don't ride in one of those unless you just had no choice.
Yeah.
Have you seen the car running around town with no hood lately?
I hadn't lately.
Yeah, I saw one like 3 times this week already.
Hot rod.
Wait till it
Had to
floods.
cool it off,
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. It just barely did have a windshield in it.
I bet they had.
You got to get where
night.
you got to do what you got to do.
I'm with you, and I've drawn some
You've seen that?
jalopies.
What is that car that the guy chopped the back of it
With the
off?
wood?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Y'all
Again,
know.
you got to do what you got to do.
Y'all seen it. I mean, hey, if
It's a
you
safety
need it,
hazard.
you need it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. As we turn to Kemper County, and let me be honest about this, we know that there was an incident last night. We don't know what the condition is this morning. As emergency officials rushed last night, as we pull this up, to head down Fire Tower Road in Kemper County with an accident in between a car and a four-wheeler. Again, we do know that someone was injured. We don't know the extent of the injuries. That was in Kemper County, right outside of DeKalb there on Fire Tower Road. We hope everything is good, but that's all the details that we got on it. I sometimes don't get as much information as we should out of Kemper County, even after calling and then calling a fifth time. I still don't get any answers. I call emergency management. I send texts there. Ben, where are you? Help me out, brother. Known you all my life. Where are you, Ben? Same with other agencies there. I do, maybe cell phone service is bad up there. Every
Could
time.
be.
Every
Robbie,
time.
Robbie said, "Have you seen the car made into a pickup?" That was the one we're talking about. with
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, last night, Odie, right before the storms hit, we had a problem downtown Meridian. Let's take a look at this. This is pretty serious, as we had a car catch fire downtown Meridian. Let's blow this up where you can see this. How do we do this? Is this? Oh, here we go.
There it is.
I was on the wrong side of things. As you'll see here, the car catches fire. And again, this is through a rainy window. But that's not good. They got a fire extinguisher themselves trying to put it out. And it would take these boys coming up to take care of the problem there.
And there they are. They Johnny on the spot. They're going to be there and take care of that. They're pretty quick. Hit our another camera.
Yeah. Oh,
You look
oh,
like
oh.
you're getting on me about something on that picture.
It's just habit. I reach right there.
Yeah.
There it is. And we're
Your
back.
fingers already got the. Don't move that, none, or you won't ever hit the button again.
That's right.
Oh,
Sorry about
Oh,
that
man.
freeze in motion there. We'll be right back. We're going back in time. We're going to go back in history here in just a moment and take a look at things. Good morning to you from Scotty Ray and Odie.
When you gear up and journey out, nothing but you and the wilderness for miles. Just remember, you're the boss. Boss, built for the toughest jobs.
Still available in Meridian at Wilson Saw and Outdoor Power. 71 Highway 19 North behind Waters International.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Welcome back as we use the right camera to keep us going. And Brenda
There we
said
go.
that she actually owned a Yugo. She loved it, she said.
it couldn't have been more than a two-door,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
because if it was a four-door, it would have been a Wego.
Here we go. Well, he'll be here all morning. I had a Datsun in high school. It had White Knight written on it, and I sold it to somebody. And the last I saw it was in like 5 pieces on Minnebucket Road. Just,
Oh,
that
that's
thing
not
got like
good.
40-something miles to the gallon back in the day.
I mean, they were good. Terry says, I thought four-wheelers was illegal on the road. You will be correct.
Well, we see it all the time, though.
Yeah.
And also somebody mentioned the fact about squatted trucks, aren't they dangerous? Absolutely, you can't see. You remember the wreck where we had those 10 or 12 vehicles out, 164, 165 a few months back?
Yeah, yeah.
I was standing there and a guy in a squatted truck turns around to go the wrong way because he's caught in traffic. He doesn't see a car pull out and over the top it went. It was a little messy situation there.
You can't see. You're up here like this.
You can't. You can't see a red light.
See.
Yep. All right, let's go back in time. Let's go back to the show back in I think this was around 1984 that this show, every red light you pulled up to on 8th Street in between Sonic and College Park was playing Ghostbusters. Y'all remember that? There you are. As we go back to remember Hal Ramis. We don't know anything else that he's ever done in life, but he was in Ghostbusters. So there you go.
Did you see the brand new Ghostbusters?
No, I watched the preview to it and thought that's not for me. It had gotten
A little bit crazy, a little bit
feminist.
weird. No, not really too much. I was the same way with you. All right, why they have these? But it's pretty neat. I'm not going to go to the movies and watch it.
The new one, they got another one coming out that they're saying it's going to be green flavored, and what I mean by that is going to be global warming is what they're trying to bring into it. Just do a spooky ghost trying to slime you and leave the rest alone.
Yeah, let's have fun.
Let's go back to 1945. She was hot. She was a beautiful woman.
She still is.
She is. Her best TV show, though, was ever when revenge was taken upon her. As we remember, Goldie Hawn and Overboard. Was that not a good movie?
That was a good movie. It was real. He was just an old handyman, and she fell off the yacht.
Yep. You can't help but like Kurt Russell. Her really ought to be her husband. Probably is by law now. They've been together forever.
Oh, yeah.
But he just seems like a good guy. In 1952, this song would be released today. Today is November the 20th. The song was called I'll Never Get Out of This World Alive. It would be slowly moving up the charts, and come January, it would be December the 31st that a young man from Alabama would lose his life in the backseat of a Cadillac somewhere around midnight. Striking January 1st, it would go number one, but the last song that he ever had on the charts while he was alive was I'll Never Get Out of This World Alive.
Wow.
It kind of hit too close to home for a lot of people.
Yeah, it did. I can see that.
And of course, if you've never been to this is just neat. If you ever make it to Montgomery, that's the tomb there, and of course it's got Praise the Lord, I Saw the Light.
I saw the light. Oh yeah.
Hank penned it. God wrote it. He just held the pen, as he said. It would be 1955. This would be the biggest thing that had ever happened in the music industry. There would be one that would cash in and make a lot of money off of it, so to speak. His name would be the Colonel. As RCA bought out Elvis's contract, he would move over from Sun Records to RCA. And as we say, the rest is history. He'd become a household name after that. All that gyrating and nasty stuff that he'd done.
I can't do it.
Everybody wanted to be Elvis. There's without a doubt.
Taught him how to do
He
that.
sure did there. Taught him how to do that jiggle. 1956, this young girl would be born. And I don't know of anything else that she's ever done. But she would be the girl that was in trouble, if you remember, from Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing.
Y'all remember her? The girl right there? Remember, Big Nose here had to fill in for her.
Sure did.
She'd go flying across the thing. And it ended
gracefully.
up Patrick Swayze didn't do any of the bad stuff that her daddy thought he did. He had to.
Yeah. He was covering it up.
He sure was. He was just being a man and trying to help somebody. And that's what real men do.
That's right. That's part of it.
Man, I'm telling you, there's not as many of them left in this world as you think.
Ooh, no, because chivalry is almost dead.
It sure is.
I'm glad I still do that.
1970, Conway would get a few months before that, he'd get a thought. He's walking down the street and he bumps into somebody, and this guy brings up a girl he used to date. And he goes, man, how's she doing? And he goes, well, he doesn't know. It's been 15 years and I'm still in love with you. We went number one on this date as Conway Twitty took 15 years ago, and I still feel the same. Why did he have to mention your name today?
Whew, brought it right back.
He never got over it. And some loves never die.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't get that confused with Stonewall Jackson. I've been here 15 years and still got a life to go.
Yeah, it was different kind
little prison song there.
Yeah, a little bit of time.
As we remember, 1976, it would open in theater style. I remember sitting on the back seat of the car, my daddy's car, and hearing those trumpets for the first time come through the speakers. Dun, 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 dun. And it was Rocky that would be opening. It was down at the Royal Theater.
Man, that was a good. I've still got the VHS box set of all.
I don't doubt that. Neither does Amy.
She don't need it. She's like, can we get rid of some of this crap? Well, I might need it. This, you never know.
You just cannot part with some things in life. I'm with Odie on this.
Yeah.
We had a question about the water truck. It has been thought to be headed toward Tennessee is the last I've gotten on this.
Guy says, if y'all won't send me back, I'll try myself.
1980, I think everybody disliked this man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, really disliked him because he would do whatever it took for the betterment of the company.
I mean, he was a company man.
He sure was. He didn't care about his brother or his two weasel little weenie brothers, I think is what he called them.
Yeah.
JR would be shot tonight. We would have to wait 3 months to find out who done it. And we would find out in the end. Let me go ahead and spoil it for you. 50 years later, of what happened, it was his wife that he was his wife's sister who he was having an affair with.
Shot him up.
Yeah, she got kind of jealous there.
JR. Just a little bit.
I really liked JR. You really wanted to like Bobby, but Bobby was such a weenie. He really was.
He was.
And then if you didn't think that was weenie enough, he had another brother, Gary, that was even weenier.
Oh, I do remember Gary now.
And then the other toughest man was Ray Krebs, who was sleeping with his first cousin. He didn't know it. Do you remember when they... It started out, if you remember, I think the first scene of Dallas was Ray Krebs up in the hayloft with Lucy, who was Gary's daughter, who, as we learned later, Jock had an affair and Ray was his son. So he was having an affair with his niece.
Ooh.
No, yeah, his niece, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they didn't put that part back in there 5 years later and remind you of that, but I caught on to it real quick.
I had to watch it because another one of those things that Charlene had to watch.
Well, that music, you heard it at every football game that existed in the 1980s. Every one of them. Let's go to 1981. Chrissy is a movie star, and he's moved off to L.A. Oh, it just kept getting better as Hank Jr. released it. Went number 1 today. All my rowdy friends have settled down. No, it's settled down.
Oh, they're supposed to come over tonight.
Beer, Iced Teas took the place of beer and cigarettes.
Yeah. Oof. Well, sometimes you just got to settle.
But those two songs were kind of close. All My Rowdy Friends Are Coming Over Tonight was the first, and then he would come out later with All My Rowdy Friends Have Settled Down. Loved it, loved it. 1981, on the opposite side of the radio dial, you would move over here and you would find Let's Get Physical, and I never really cared for that.
Olivia Newton-John. Yeah.
You remember that?
I remember the song.
And Odie went to see Xanadu also.
What did she look like?
She was cute, but it was a horrible movie. It was just, it'd come out after Grease and it just went flop.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh.
It was really bad. Also, a couple of years later, the video, and they made a big deal out of this when this video was released. Anybody remember Thriller being released? It was. A lot of folks loved that.
If they'd only known where we've come to in our culture about zombies.
Yeah. 1986, all this would begin, and somebody would be put on trial a few years later, and I can remember those haunting words. What keeps you up at night? What are you scared of? And he sat there and he goes, a man named Osama bin Laden. And the guy goes, what? And he goes, Osama bin Laden. Today it began as we would start to find out about the Iran-Contra scandal.
Yeah. You know, I was authorized to do everything that I did.
And he was.
He's the one that was protecting us. It wasn't a president. It wasn't a vice president. It wasn't the House. Our military and our military leaders like Oliver North, those are the ones who are protecting us. Wow. The Secret Service, they know more than what they're saying. And sometimes we don't really need to know what's going on.
That's right. Is Charlene talking about her first date? It was bad? I don't know what she meant
Probably
by that comment. Okay.
Yeah.
Or was it her first marriage she's referring to?
It might have been her first one of them, too.
Okay, I'm just checking. She didn't point it out what it was. Anybody remember Twinkle, Twinkle, Lucky Star? As Merle Haggard would take it today and be released and hit radio today.
Oh, Merle.
I remember the song well.
I remember seeing him at the Silver Star.
Yep, seen him there quite a few times. Oh, Merle. The headline of this is going to be different, but you'll remember the movie as it made TV Guide. I meant to change that, and I didn't do that. But TV Guide, The Gambler, was coming out as we go back to remember the cover of that.
The best Kenny Rogers show that I like.
Okay, let me guess.
All right.
Six Pack.
Yep.
Was that not a good movie?
I love Six Pack.
Him in that motorhome and those 6 youngins.
Yeah. Oh, they was mean.
They could steal anything.
In a heartbeat.
They could strip a car.
Yeah. You stole my friend's motor. All right, look, we stole yours too. So they don't.
That really was.
Oh, it was. That was a good. If you hadn't seen Six Pack, go watch it. About dirt track racing leading into NASCAR, and it's just.
Did you ever watch Coward of the County?
Yeah.
Everyone considered him. Oh, Kenny. They never made a movie about Lucille, though, did they?
I
Picked
don't
a fine
think so.
time to leave me
loose,
Lucille.
wheel. Oh, wait a minute. That was a racing song.
1992, you'd flip the radio on and you'd hear it go #1 today. I'm in a hurry and don't know why. Boy, that described a lot of people's lives as Alabama would take it to #1 on this day back in 92. I remember that well.
Alabama from Florida.
Oh.
You know, because they're not even from Alabama.
Oh, yeah, Fort Payne. That's where they're from.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought they was from
Now,
Florida.
the other one, the one that they threw out, was not from Alabama. The drummer, that may be who you're thinking about. But the other three were all, Randy's got a farm there, and, you know, they held.
Oh, okay. All right.
June Jam, it was held in their hometown there.
Yeah, okay.
And they gave every dollar of that to all of the fundings around that area. Volunteer fire departments, they gave it back to the community. That was a big deal. June Jam. Randy Owen and the gang. This guy would turn green if you made him mad.
And you don't like him.
He was a professor, and it just went south. But we would lose him today in 1993 as Bill Bixby would pass away.
I don't really remember him in anything else. And I
Me
know
either.
he's played in something besides the Hulk.
But that was it. That's what I remember him also there.
Yeah.
Pretty Boy would pass away on this date. Women would go nuts over this guy during the 1970s.
The fan club.
He did. He'd had it. David Cassidy passed away on this day back in 2017. We'll remember him for what he was known as during his prime years there. And that's the way it was in history as we look back on it.
Hey, at least y'all learned something, or at least I know I did. I mean, that's good.
Roy said he saw Merle in Winton, California at a bar called the Wheel Bar.
The Wagon Wheel Bar.
Yeah, I've never been there.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, so Joseph said that he played in My Favorite Martian.
He sure did.
Well, I'll be darned.
I'd forgotten about that. My Favorite Martian.
With old Mr. Smith.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
See, I'm even learning more.
We learn from ourselves each day.
Yeah.
And you.
You ought to hang out with us sometimes.
Vicky says go to the museum there in Fort Payne. I bet that is something to see.
Yeah, back in the 60s, he's played someone's daddy, so.
Okay. We'll be right back. Scotty Ray and Odie as we bring you some sunshine. Okay, it's a few clouds. We'll be
brighter.
Yes, we'll be right back. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. Welcome back. As Bubby pointed out there, Bill Bixby appeared in the Andy Griffith episode.
Well, look at that. Yeah.
There was a lot. Roscoe P. Coltrane was on there. And later today, me and Odie are going back and put it in slow motion to remember when I Love Jeannie was on there, just to make sure we don't miss any scenes. Boy, that was a beautiful woman.
She was.
She done such a great job there doing fingernails on that episode. Made me want to get a manicure.
And that bottle. Just sitting in her little round couch.
Love that. She done well. But that's where she started. And it really was so many famous people that made guest appearances on the Andy Griffith Show.
Oh, it was. I mean, full of them back then.
Sure was. We had a gas leak yesterday, Odie. Yeah, as we pull this up, this happened yesterday. As we pull this up, this would be in the area of 47th Avenue and Valley Street within the city. Another line was struck. Atmos had to come out, and everybody within 2 to 3 blocks was going, something don't smell good.
Somebody messed the egg up.
Yeah, that's what it smells like. Here's something if you were planning a trip to the Smoky Mountains, because they're being a little bit more precautious right now after we had that fire that destroyed it. They closed the park is what they've done due to the red flag warning that went up there. As we go to, what is this, Channel 8 out of there that I found this. So what they've done is close the park. Now, they don't want any campfires or anything getting out of hand is what it is. The wind is so bad there. We'll never forget what happened.
There was a burn ban when we were there because of the wind. And there was a couple of forest fires that were happening while we were on the way. So I can see them doing it. No more. It's closed. We're not doing anything yet.
This is one of those intersections to where it's just bad blood in Meridian. There's going to be an accident at least once a week. Sometimes it's more than that. But as we go to the intersection there, this is Highway 39 by Wally World and 33rd Street. Harry Mayer sits across the street. It's constantly a wreck there. This with possible injuries there as the Meridian Fire Department showed up, Metro Ambulance, and others to help those that were in trouble there yesterday.
And it's right at a light.
It sure is. Somebody always trying to beat the light. Be cautious there. That happens a lot there. Do you remember a few weeks ago in Jackson, Mississippi, there was a white Chevrolet truck that they found a teen deceased in the truck? Do you remember that? He was found shot multiple times.
Yeah.
They've arrested a 17-year-old for the murder of that in Jackson, Mississippi. How could a teenager take the life of another? What could cause that, Odie?
Your entire life gone.
It is. Hinds County has done this. He's from Brandon as well.
And not just yours, your family. Your family has to live with you in prison now.
They will charge him as an adult. This is not going to be you get out at 18. They're charging him as an adult. The murder happened October 30th, not all that long ago.
So you got one family that's grieving the loss of a child.
Yep.
And you've got one family grieving the loss of their child to prison.
Yep.
And if you go back and if you were able to find out exactly what happened, why did it happen, it was probably over something that just didn't make any sense.
You're right. I don't know who was flying this, but they got issues this morning in the military. I don't think they're going to be getting a promotion as they were coming in for a landing, and he missed the runway all the way around there, and it was in Hawaii as it crashes into the ocean there. As we go here to take a, this is from Daily Mail as we look at that, just whoop, right on out in the water.
Oh, that was a big old aeroplane.
Yeah, that's not going to do good on your resume in the military, missing that. No one was hurt. Everybody swam out of the plane back to shore. I think it was 7 of them, but they're okay. But again, that does not look good when you get out of the military and apply over at FedEx.
Yeah, neither them nor United going to pick you up.
No, just not going to happen there.
I think you're done.
Oh, have mercy. Let's see here. As we look around some other things, yesterday, yet again, Biden is getting confused as he confused Taylor Swift and Britney Spears. He did pardon some turkeys and got that right.
Oh, well, how can you mess up pardoning a turkey? Your pardon.
Well, that could happen easily, Odie, there.
Well, if we pardon him, that'd be another turkey.
Do you remember the young man, as we look at things, this was Las Vegas where this happened, where a 17-year-old was attacked. There was a little kid getting picked on, and he steps up. He was 17 years old, and he goes, wait a minute, y'all can't pick on this little fella. 8 of them attacked him and killed him. Las Vegas is where it happened. 4 of them are going to be charged for the murder and beating death of this little fella there, 17 years old, trying to do the right thing to protect somebody that was smaller than him against 8 people. He stood up, done the right thing, and they murdered him. Las Vegas is where it happened.
I know it doesn't help any, but you know, that is, he's talking about at the right hand of God. When you step up and put your life in danger to save someone else, honorable, but just shameful that it went to that.
Give us a salute for the United States Marines. Can you do that for us there, Odie? Because I want to salute them there. They were in California at a place, and a young lady's cell phone got stolen. Well, they took up for her. Next thing you know, this is what happened on the street corner there, as the Marines had to take on the entire block.
Whoo.
7 of them against a whole bunch of others.
In their dress uniform.
And I say salute to those guys. For anybody that takes something from a lady, they done the right thing. And they're trained right. They know what they're doing. And we appreciate everything the Marines do for our civilians. Appreciate that a whole lot there. Hulk Hogan is getting slammed. I know you know Hulk.
Uh-oh.
His son, DUI again, and it's caused some major damage to somebody driving drunk. It'll be a lawsuit a mile long.
Yeah.
Wow. You think billboards have got something? The lawyers are standing in line to get that case.
Yeah, they are.
You know that as well as I do. We got a whole lot more to talk about. We're not going anywhere just yet. Yeah. Don't rush, y'all. Scotty Ray and Odie. If it's crossed your mind about a new tractor, visit my friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 here in Collinsville. They got any style, any size that you're looking for. And right now, you can take advantage of getting a new tractor, a trailer, and a bush hog, all for $31,000, 0% interest for 84 months. Yeah, 0% for 84 months. Also, a great service department to work on any tractor that you have. From bush hogs, disc, and tillers, see it all at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigerator. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
Oh, do you ever felt like you wasn't told the whole truth and nothing but the whole truth?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've been done that way, America. Snoop Dogg has pulled the wool over your eyes, so to speak. You remember the story we done where Snoop Dogg was going to quit smoking, and he smokes, 8, 10, 12 marijuanas a day?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's underrated, too.
Probably.
But he come out and said, hey, I'm quitting smoking. Well, what he was doing was putting together one of the greatest little campaigns that he could come up with as a marketing tool. He's going to start selling fire pits. So, that's wrong, isn't it?
Genius. Genius.
Think about that. Did he do wrong?
No, because he didn't say what he was quitting smoking. We all took it there.
Go smokeless, as he is now hawking these.
Well, look what George Foreman did.
He took a grill and made millions.
He didn't got to get hit no more.
No, he doesn't. Not a bit there.
When you got that many Georges, he's got George the Second, George the Third.
That's
George
right.
The Fourth.
This is what concerns me across America. As we've talked about this before, as America starts seeing declining of believing in God and going to church, we're below 50% for the first time in this nation's history since it was founded. Yeah. We see a lot of things that we don't agree with. Direction that is handed is almost like generations coming, and there's some in even our generation, Odie, that don't believe in God anymore. Used to be, you'd see this in a lot of movies, and Jimmy Swaggart started out this way. If you remember, his first cousin that walked by him, because he was preaching on the hood of a car, said, you need a better car, and threw him the keys to his.
Wow.
On a street corner in Arizona, a preacher was preaching the good word. He was shot. He's fighting for his life. Now, we don't know that it was over religious beliefs, but he was shot. He's struggling to keep alive. Now, he wasn't hurting anything by preaching the good word.
Well, now he might have stepped on somebody's toe.
Apparently, that's what happened.
But I told the preacher, I said, preacher, you didn't step on my toe. The Lord stepped on my toe. He used your foot to do it, but my toe needed to be stepped on.
Yeah, that does happen there.
And how are we going to go? Is it when you look at the United Methodist Church and the way that we were going? Could that be a reason people stepped back and just said, you know what, if that's the way it's going to be, that's it, and I'm just through, and they step away, and once you get away from the church, it's easy to stay away from the church. And then we voted, and we voted to get out of the United Methodist Church. And so we then voted to go to Global Methodist Church, was accepted into it, so now we'll go global in January. So will that help, knowing that we've changed to a belief that we think is the right way, which is straight from the book, and maybe seeing some changes over, I wouldn't say a change to Christianity, I'd say a change on the way Christianity is pushed to where you don't have a feel-good preacher?
You have to have somebody, as you pointed out, that tells you the truth. It's kind of like our headlines here. It's the truth. Like it or not, this is what happened.
Yeah.
And you got to have a preacher. You know, I can remember Brother Danny getting up there and stepping on some toes. If you are a deacon, you ain't a coming up in here drinking. And part of them got upset over and left.
Well, I mean, it is what
If you are a deacon, you're at a higher standard. Do we all sin? Absolutely. But sign this dotted line if you're going to be a representative of the church and you do better than others. You strive to be the best of the best. And I agree with Danny on that. Are we all backsliding Christians? Absolutely.
Oh, I sin every single day, and I have to ask the Lord for forgiveness 2 or 3 times a day. But are we, you know, boy, I don't want to say this word, but has organized religion pushed us away from God than the truth of a religion?
That's a good point.
What's the guy's name in Texas? Joel Osteen.
Osteen.
And I've watched a few of
Big
his
Teeth.
things. Yeah.
Can't miss him.
You can't. And I've watched a few of his sermons on TV. And he's got some good points, and he speaks a lot of stuff out of the Bible, but I've never heard him step on a toe. And yet he's got 30,000 people that go to church every week.
Feel good preacher.
He's a feel-good preacher. Do I believe he's a person of God? Yeah, because I'm sure not going to judge him.
Oh, no, we can't do that. Be wrong on our part.
Be wrong on our part. But for me, I need somebody that's going and grind down.
So this is it.
This is it.
You got to man up.
Yeah.
Every now and then we all need reminding.
We do.
And if you don't have anybody in your life doing that, it's probably your wife going to get you. I'm just warning you.
Well, Joe and them said they're getting out of the United Methodist Church. I think the United Methodist Church is really...
It's changing. It's changing with the times.
It's
I had somebody argue with me over that not long ago, and it wasn't worth the argument. And believe what you believe, and I'm going to stick to this side. We see that in Boston. It's getting so bad that the homeless are moving right on up into the airport. Just pick a chair and sleep. What are we going to do? Our country is in need of a leader, and we need it bad. Well, Odie,
Yeah.
I think this is the end of our time.
Is it that time already?
We've yacked for over an hour now.
Lee, we're getting good at that. Man, but we couldn't do it without you. We tell y'all that every day. Hang on. Hump Day's coming. That'll be here tomorrow. The day after that will be Tom the Turkey Day.
Whoop. Gobble, gobble.
So, and we'll be here.
Yeah, we'll be here.
We'll come in and bring your Turkey Day together. But man, y'all have a wonderful Tuesday. Be careful out there. It's still wet. Limbs are around. Leaves are all over the road. It's slick. Be careful. We love you, but most of all, Jesus does too.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.